Today we will discuss, in fact, an important theorem of classical mechanics. Actually, our aim is to derive or deduct the Lagrange equation of motion. As we are studying Lagrangian formulation of mechanics, and we have already discussed some basic fundamentals of this topic, and now our purpose is to derive the Lagrange equation of motion. But in deduction of Lagrange equation of motion from D'Alembert's principle, three important theorems are used. These three important theorems are known as, first one is known as theorem of cancellation of dots. The second one is theorem of interchangeability of total time derivative with partial coordinate derivative. And the third is theorem of quadratic nature of kinetic energy. Today we will discuss the first theorem, which is in fact theorem of cancellation of dots. So, in fact, before going to the derivation of Lagrange equation, we will discuss all these theorems, and in present lecture I am going to discuss only one theorem, that is the first theorem, which is known as theorem of cancellation of dots, as you see here. For your convenience, I have just written the statement of this theorem. What this theorem states, I have written here. See, the statement says, for a holonomic system, I have discussed already holonomic system. For a holonomic system, del r dot, see here there is dot, del r dot del qk dot is equal to del r by del qk. What you see here? It just appears that the dot in numerator on r and dot on denominator on qk just cancel out. It appears, but this is not a quantity that will cancel out, but it appears that since del r dot by del qk dot is equal to del r by del qk, so it appears that dots in numerator and denominator has been cancelled out. So this theorem is called, in fact, theorem of cancellation of dots. So the statement says, for a holonomic system, this condition will be satisfied, that is del r dot by del qk dot will be equal to del r by del qk, as if cancellation of dots is admissible. In fact, in this expression, you better know, r is in fact position vector of any particle of a system. And what is qk? Qk is the kth generalized coordinate. You know, generalized coordinates are denoted by the symbol q, and the subscript k has in fact f values, where f are degree of freedom. So qk represents the kth component, you may say, or kth generalized coordinate of the system. So the important thing is that we have to prove that del r dot by del qk dot will be equal to del r by del qk. For any holonomic system, this result holds, and this statement is in fact known as theorem of cancellation of dots. So this is the statement. Now we will prove this theorem. You will see that a very simple proof of this theorem holds, and what is that proof, I will now discuss it. So consider a holonomic system. and you know for a holonomic system the restrictions or the constraints are imposed on the position of the particle, and that constraint or that restriction is not a partial restriction, but the position of the particles are completely restricted. And for a holonomic constant or holonomic system, what is the transformation equation or the equation of constraint? You have already studied in the previous lectures. So for a holonomic system, the transformation equation is, what is transformation equation for a holonomic system? We know R equal to R of Q1, Q2, so on QF T. Here Q1, Q2, Q3 and so on QF are in fact generalized coordinates. We know that this F is what? This is in fact number of degrees of freedom. Number of degrees of freedom. Now, we can find by the rule of partial differentiation the value of R dot. So, by the rule of partial differentiation, R dot, you know what R dot means? R dot means dr by dt. Total time derivative of R or ordinary time derivative of R. As R is a function of in fact f plus one independent variables. So to find the total derivative of R with respect to time, we must follow the rules of partial differentiation. So what will you write? We will write that this will be equal to del R del Q1 dQ1 by dt plus del R by del Q2 dQ2 by dt plus so on plus del R by del QF dQF by dt and plus del R by del T dt by dt. See this equation. We may write it what? dQ1 by dt, this will be Q1 dot, dQ2 by dt, this will be Q2 dot, and dQF by dt, this will be QF dot. So we may write it as del R1 by del Q1 dot plus del, sorry, this is not R1, this is simply R, del R, and this is del r by del q2 dot plus so on plus del r by del qf dot and plus here dt will be 1, so this is simply del r by del t. Now see these f terms. In a compact form, we may write it by assigning the sign of summation as this. This is summation over k equal to 1 to f and this is del r by del qk dot. Substituting the limits k equal to 1 to f, you will get all these first f terms and plus the last term. This is del r by del t. We have find it for r dot. This expression is for r dot. Now this result obtained in equation 2 is partially differentiated with respect to any other generalized velocity, any other what we want to say any other. In fact, what do you mean by qk dot? This qk dot is what? This is in fact generalized velocity. Or more specifically, you may say this is in fact kth component of generalized velocity. And as I have told you, we will differentiate partially this r dot with respect to any other component of generalized velocity. Say, let us say jth component denoted by qj dot. So we will differentiate partially equation 2 with respect to jth component of generalized velocity. Jth component means j is not equal to k. So differentiating to partially with respect to other generalized velocity say qj dot, that is jth component of generalized velocity. When you say other generalized velocity, it means j is not equal to k. We are considering here. So what will be our result? We have to differentiate this equation 2 partially with respect to qj dot. See here, this is qj dot. So our result will be del r dot by del qj dot equal to. differentiate this RHS, operate the operator del Qj dot. This operator will be operated on both of the terms separately. So this will be summation over k. Now I don't write this limits several times, only in write k, which will means that k runs from 1 to f. So this is del r by del qk dot plus del qj dot del r by del t, del r by del t. See, the first term in RHS will be differentiated by the rule of differentiation of product of two functions. Here in the first term there are two functions. First one is del r by del qk and the second function is qk dot. So follow the rule of partial differentiation of product of two functions. So what will be our result? This will be summation over k. Operate this operator on, in fact, this factor. So first factor will remain same. This is del r by del qk into del qk dot by del qj dot plus, now operate this operator on the first function and qk dot will be as a multiplication factor. So this will be qk dot del qj dot del r by del qk and plus the last term, this is del qj dot del r by del t. Say this is equation number 3. This is in fact del r dot by del qj dot. Now let us see this term del r by del t. Del r by del t. In fact, this del r by del t is a function of what? In fact, this is a function of different values of q, that is q1, q2, q3 to qf and t also, and this del r del t is not a function of q dot. It means this quantity del r by del t is a function of q generalized coordinate and time, and it is not a function of generalized velocities, that is q1 dot, q2 dot, q3 dot and so on. So if it is not a function of generalized velocity, then C, then we can say that del qj dot del r by del t. Since del r by del t is not an explicit function of qj dot, so this result will be what? 0. So last term of this equation vanishes. Now again you see here this del qj del r by del qk, del r by del qk. In fact, this is also a function of different values of generalized coordinates q1 to qf and possibly time, and it is also not a function of q dot. It is not a function of generalized values. So we may say that del qj dot del r by del qk will be what? This will be also equal to 0. So what we see? That we see that del r dot by del qj dot is equal to this much, and this term becomes 0 and this term also becomes 0. So now the equation 3 will be what? So equation 3 becomes del r dot by del qj dot del r dot, this is dot, and del qj dot equal to what? This will be summation over k del r by, see the above equation, del qk into del qk dot by del qj dot. Now see here what this quantity means. In fact, this quantity represents Kronecker delta. Here del qk dot by del qj dot. This is in fact denoted by the symbol delta kj, and this is known as Kronecker delta. Kronecker delta. In fact, this Kronecker delta has two values. This Kronecker delta is equal to 1 if k is equal to j, and this equal to 0 when k is not equal to j. So what we find from this equation 4, you may see when we take k and j different, this result will be 0. So del r dot by del q j dot will be 0 and this will give no result. So we must consider here when k equal to j. So when k equal to j, when k equal to j, then what we will write from equation 4? Then from 4 we will write del r dot by del qk dot equal to del r by del qk. And in fact, see the statement of this theorem. In fact, this is the statement of this theorem, which is called theorem of cancellation of dots. You see here, del r dot by del qk dot is equal to del r by del qk. So you see here that it appears the dots in numerator and dot in numerator and dot in denominator appears that they cancel out. Although dots are not a number or physical quantity which will cancel out, it appears such that. So you can say that the cancellation of dot is permitted or it is permissible, and this is the theorem which we have stated above. So the conclusion is that the cancellation of dots is permitted. This is all for today. In next lecture we will in fact discuss another important theorem which is used in the derivation of Lagrange equation, and that very theorem is known as theorem of interchangeability of total time derivative with partial coordinate derivative.